Okay, I wanted to do a video of replacing a fuel pump in a 1999 Chevrolet Astro van, cargo van. Um, I had a hard time finding any videos on here for the cargo van. I think I did see one or two on an actual passenger van, but this is a cargo van, 1999. I will just kind of pan around and show you what types of things I measured off of. I actually had a kind of a hard time finding it. I had to drill several 1-inch holes and then just kind of peek through them in a few spots. It was very hard to see what was going on from underneath. I tried to climb underneath and look around on the top, see if I could see where the fuel pump went in, but I had a very hard time finding it that way. So I ended up just drilling a few 1-inch holes and just peeking through them with a flashlight. But here is the new fuel pump installed. Got it online. RockAuto.com has very good prices. This is a, I believe it's a Spectra Premium. Here's the box. I'll show you. Comes with I believe it's a 1-year warranty, and it has the updated wiring harness included. At one time, this van must have had the fuel pump done already, because the wiring harness was already updated. I'll show you this black tape right here. It wasn't taped up very good. I actually did a better job taping that up, but this is the new wiring harness here. Apparently GM had a problem with the old wiring harness. It would get hot, so any aftermarket pump that you buy should have that included in it. And it did come with a new gasket, and everything else was already included. Now let me do some measuring here just to hopefully help somebody out here. On the cargo van, you're gonna have this bump out right here, and that is actually, I believe, where the gas, the gas filler cap comes down into the gas tank. And then this is also the wheel well. This is all on the driver's side of the vehicle. As you can see, if I'm looking forward, that's the driver side to the left there. So when you come back down to this point, there's these ribs in the floorboard here. You have this small one here. You have this one that stops here, and you'll have, this is the edge of the wheel well. There's really nothing really good to measure from here. So I guess what I'll do is measure from this rib, well, kind of from this line right here. Hopefully you guys can all kind of see what that is. That's the one that ends, and then this line comes across like this. So from that line, we have about 6 inches, 5.5 to 6 inches up from that line. And then on the side here, another thing I did is I actually left one side connected, so that way it'll be easier to hopefully put this back down. I won't have to secure all 4 sides. On this side here, I just basically went to the edge of this rib. So you've got this square. I'm not sure what exactly that is, but the next rib over, I just went to that edge. And then as far as the overall measurement, I'm at right around 12 inches left to right, and then up and down I'm about 9.25, 9.5, somewhere in there. And that makes a pretty good size hole where you can access your lines, your wiring, and everything like that. I didn't really want to cut a small hole and have to fight that, getting it out and getting it back installed and getting these lines undone. On the old pump, I had a hard time getting this middle line undone, I ended up having to snap it off at this plastic piece right here, and then just pull it out with pliers later on. I really had a hard time getting that out. The other two, you just pinch these tabs and they'll pull off. As far as getting the actual pump out, there's a snap ring. Might be kind of hard to see, but there is a snap ring down in here that you just use, a pair of these snap ring pliers, pull it, and it'll just pop out of there, and then the pump will just lift out. To actually depressurize the fuel system, I just took the gas cap off, and then I took the fuel pump relay, which is under the hood. I unplugged that, and then I just tried to start the van a few times and just basically got the fuel pressure out of it that way. There was a little bit of fuel left in the two outside lines, these two here. This one especially kind of sprayed at me, so if you are undoing it, just make sure you have safety glasses on, or you look away. And I would recommend rubber gloves too. It got all over my hands, so that gasoline is a little bit dangerous that way. So I would just recommend the proper safety precautions. But that's basically it. I hope I can help somebody out with this. And like I said, this is the left side of the vehicle. You just find this corner with the measurements I gave you, and there it will be. One other thing I have to mention: be extremely careful. I ended up just using a sawzall, cordless sawzall with a metal blade. I turned it upside down, and that way when I was cutting, I could actually, see if I can get a good view of this. I can actually get it real parallel with the metal. And when I was coming through, I just barely had it just cutting, so it just barely got through the metal. And then, that was it. I didn't push it down any further. Once it just barely got through the metal, I held up on it, because as you can see, these lines are only, let me measure them, that way everybody will kind of know. These lines are only about 3/4 of an inch down. So it wouldn't take much to hit one of those lines and you'd have a real problem on your hands. And also the wiring, I ended up even clipping the wiring a little bit on this side. It was very minor, and I was able just to black tape it. Just scrape the jacket a little bit. Luckily it didn't get down to the metal or anything. So I just would highly recommend that when you're cutting this, that you're just very careful with the sawzall. Just barely get it through the metal and just hold it where it's nice and solid, and just barely getting through the metal, just the very tip of the blade. And you guys shouldn't have any issues with it after that. Really hope this video helped. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. This whole thing took me about an hour, hour and a half. If I had to drop the tank, I'm sure I would have been anywhere from 4 to 6 hours at least. So, as long as you don't mind patching the floorboard, it's definitely the way to go. I'm just going to put some, flat metal in there and screw it down with some self-tapping screws. And I'm going to put some foil tape, the stuff that you see on like ductwork, the foil, very sticky tape. Just going to wrap that around the outside where I've made my cuts, and I should be all set. Roll the mat back down, and I'll never even know it was done, hopefully. So that is a fuel pump change by cutting the floorboard in a 1999 Chevrolet Astro van. I wish you guys all the luck with this.